out to the
Here we go, here we go. Live from the Olympia Stadium.
A little bit of cheeky skills there in the office there. Wonderful stuff. And
Here we
live. Hey! It's a warm, wet welcome to the Onefootball Army from here, live in Berlin, Thursdays, Onefootball Live. We've had a lot of faces on the couch recently, but we're back to a familiar face that we all know, trust and love, Ollie Moody. He's been travelling the world.
Jet everywhere,
setting,
all over the place. Trying to put as much distance as possible between myself and Max. However, now I've been forced to come back to the sofa. Ran out of money, basically.
It's like a magnet.
Yeah.
It just draws you back.
Magnet Max.
Magnet Max, I like it. Hi everyone, as per usual, the comments have just been flooding in. Hello Draxler, it's probably not Julian. Hi Diego Ortega, noted follower 11 is also here. Connor Hayes.
11, that's Stranger Things.
Connor Hayes greets us with this emoji. Very creative, Connor Hayes. Arya Cord, he says, Barca fans. We'll be talking about Barcelona later.
Lots.
Tom Genoy says, hello, you.
Our old favourite.
I don't know if I can say that word. I'm allowed to say pretty much every word except the one that you've chosen. Thomas Genoy, live from France, joining us. Galaxy Hunter, Gaming Football King, Curlinho, my favourite username so far.
I like that one, that's good.
Curlinho, yeah. Ignacio Martinez saying City, the best team in the land and the world. We'll be talking about
hard to argue.
Not just that team, but also their, well, I'd say best player.
Yeah, it's got to be, isn't it?
De Boss, De Beast, De Bruyne. Really hamming up here for you guys. Paul Olegice says hi. Latino Boy says he's a Real Madrid fan. We'll be talking about
that later as well.
Clasico. Yep. Yeah. Well, let's run through what we're going to be talking about to you on this lovely Thursday evening in Berlin. We're going to be talking about Kevin de Bruyne, about the Clasico, about Premier League this weekend, about
Arsenal,
League
Liverpool.
Cup last night.
Yep. Bristol City. Have a round of applause, guys. Round of applause, please. Bristol City. There's only 3 of us here, so it's not a big round of applause, but
to be
you
fair,
get the message.
As Jose Mourinho said, you know, it's great for football. Did you see the pitch invasion? Amazing.
See the pitch invasion, brilliant, yeah. Jose Mourinho said it's great for football, but they were lucky and they didn't deserve to win.
Well, I mean, they were lucky.
You can never just give a compliment, can you? You can never just say, yeah, well done, lads. It's always got to be, well done, but you didn't deserve it.
There was one thing he said, actually, which caught my attention, which was he said, as my phone is ringing off camera, ignore that, whoever's calling me, what are you doing?
You're not going to be able to concentrate, are you?
Anyway, no, what was I going to say? Jose Mourinho. Yeah, no, one thing he said that wasn't picked up by the, no, don't do it. One thing that was kind of not picked up by the press was that Jose Mourinho said some players had turned up to this game but didn't really fancy it. Essentially, I can't remember his direct.
Well, I feel like they have to turn up, as they're sort of contractually obliged to turn up.
But I mean, basically, him saying they didn't fancy it, they weren't bothered. That's a pretty harsh criticism, isn't it?
Yeah. But I mean, it's one of those things that happens sort of semi-regularly in football, isn't it? You get, you know, a top division team, like a Champions League team with players like Pogba and Ibrahimovic and so on and so forth, going to a lower league side and just either not fancying it or just not expecting it to be that much of a challenge, you know. And obviously they got sort of caught short from that point of view. But I feel a bit sorry for Lee Johnson, actually. Lee Johnson is the Bristol City coach, isn't he? He bought Jose Mourinho his favourite wine, quite a lot of money as well, by my standards at least. You know,
450 quid, I heard.
€5 from the supermarket is about my limit. But,
yeah, well, that's quality.
450 quid, yeah, that's pretty big. And Jose didn't even drink it with him.
Oh. Yeah, but did he tell Jose that he bought the wine? Probably not. Well, he says, I've got a surprise for you. And he thought, I'm not going to come to your office if you tell us we've got a surprise. Hey, a little bit more squirty milk. Yeah, that's one thing I want to talk to you about in a second. Just want to read out some comments here. We have, hello, no, if you are a human, subscribe, which is a kind of interesting username. I'm still veering towards Coutinho.
No Russian bots.
That's the best one, yeah. Owen Tully says it was him calling me, so cheers, Owen. You are obviously a regular viewer, and he says that Man United underestimated Bristol.
Looks like it.
I don't know.
Hard to argue.
The saddest thing I have from last night, the saddest takeaway I have, is that Daley Blind played in midfield for the first time since,
LVG.
2015, May 2015.
LVG.
Last time, yeah. And even then, after that whole season of Louis van Gaal where you didn't play in midfield. And then yesterday he plays in midfield and they lose.
Yeah,
so
he gets overrun.
Play in midfield again.
Oh well, poor Daley. He's got lovely hair though.
Stuff. Yeah, Daley Blind, lovely guy. Let's talk about the dressing room incident because today in the Onefootball app, I pulled it out and there was the message that the FA will be doing absolutely fuck all about the incident in the tunnel at Manchester United Man City derby at Old Trafford.
That's pretty amazing.
To me, the first thing I thought was they're just lazy. They don't want to go through it all and they just don't want to bother.
Yeah. Maybe. I mean, from the stories that have been put out about that, it sounded like, was it Mikel Arteta sort of got one full in the face? Yeah, gash indeed. and you know, if an assistant manager is actually getting hit like that and actually getting a wound from it, you feel like he's got to charge someone. I mean, they've always got cameras in the tunnel these days, so it can't be that nobody saw it. It can't be that they haven't got any evidence. So, I don't know, it seems very odd to me. It seems very strange and a bit sort of like, let's brush this under the carpet and forget it ever happens.
I mean, you know, whatever side of the argument you are on, Mikel Arteta did get a gash to the face.
Good grief. Good Lord.
And Mourinho did get some white substance on his face. So, there was squirting of bodily fluids. Yeah, only at the end when it was, you know, as a climax to the whole
Not so much
shebang.
of a happy ending.
No, but, you know, we know that Arteta got some sort of injury to his head injury, and we know that Mourinho got milk squirted on him. And we know that maybe, well, we don't know, but we believe that even fists flew.
Maybe the Premier League decided, or the FA, whoever decided that this is such good banter, it's such good comedy that they don't want to punish anyone for it. They actually want to encourage teams to pull this kind of nonsense in the future because it's just funny, isn't it, really? Like, I mean, we've just been taking the piss out of it for the last 5 minutes. If this happened every game, just imagine the fun.
Yeah.
Like, you could start televising that, like proper sort of fisticuffs, like punch-ups. I'd be up for that.
Can we, a few quick-fire questions in the comments.
Hit me with it.
Well, I'll start with the first one. Will Spurs win the Champions League?
No. Next
one. Should United move on from Mourinho? Is he the right man for the job?
Come on. I mean, you know, Mourinho has a 3-year cycle, right? He's only had a year and a half so far, and so he's got to have his third year. I mean, in fairness, at Real Madrid, didn't it take him till his third season to finally beat Guardiola? Was it his third season at Real Madrid? I think Real won the league.
Yeah, maybe. No, I think it was. No, because I know that every club Mourinho has been to previously, he's won the league title in the second season. So that means he won it at Real Madrid in the second season.
Right, well, anyway, I think Mourinho, you know, I mean, you look at the difference between United last season and this season, and they've already moved up, 3 places in the table. If they finish where they are now, that's already 3 places better. So, I mean, you know, it's a bit harsh to suggest that Mourinho should be kicked out, especially as Guardiola has just turned City into this absolute winning machine. Like, nobody can get pace with City in this form.
We'll talk about City later on. We're going to talk about Arsenal next, but first, just quickly, I want to say to that Mourinho, I believe, you know, first of all, people can't forget that where were United before this? We were not doing well under Moyes. We're not doing well under Louis van Gaal. I don't care what you say. We won the FA Cup, yes. We finished top 4 one of the seasons. He was there. But Mourinho has basically, at the moment, the second best team in England. And we're second place. We're the only team that well, not anymore. We're not near City anymore. But we were the only team that was vaguely near City. And at the beginning of the season, United were absolutely smashing it. So I think people are jumping on the anti-Mourinho bandwagon pretty quickly. I think he, yes, he hasn't been able to match Guardiola, but who could match the City machine?
On the other hand, you could say, you know, Chelsea have been pretty poor this season. Arsenal, Liverpool, Spurs have all dropped way too many points. So although City is so good, and it would have been incredible to have kept pace with them, being second is almost a bit of a tallest dwarf kind of competition in this Premier League season, I feel like, you know. None of those teams are doing particularly well. And we're going to see 2 of them obviously playing each other tomorrow, Friday night, isn't it?
Yes, Friday night.
Arsenal Liverpool. So yeah.
Well, let's talk about Arsenal then.
Yeah, let's do it.
A little bit of a jibe from Jürgen Klopp today, who said that he can't understand how Wenger couldn't get the best out of Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain.
I think it was a little bit rich. I mean, Oxlade-Chamberlain has had one good game since he moved to Liverpool. So I feel that was a bit harsh.
Well, put it this way: who was the last player that Arsene Wenger actually improved? Because I think over the last few years that hasn't really been the case anymore. He used to be a guy who would bring in young players and really work them and improve them. I mean, you can make a case that's not Aaron Ramsey, that's Debussy. He looks a bit like Ramsey there. Ramsey's probably, for me, one of the few that I could really say he's improved Ramsey.
Yeah, I mean, Ramsey, I'd say Giroud, Koscielny have both improved massively under Wenger. But yeah, certainly it's not like the early days of the Wenger regime at Arsenal where, you know, basically every player that came in improved leaps and bounds. I mean, he was bringing in all these unknowns at the time, wasn't he? So, you know, it's a totally different situation now, of course, as well. It's kind of hard to compare the late 90s Premier League to the Premier League today. I do take the point. He's not improving players at the rate that he was before, but I think there are a few players in that team who have pushed on, shall we say. You know, you could say as well, like Sanchez has scored far more goals for Arsenal than he's scored for any other team that he's played for. Ozil, who has disappointed in patches, but at other times has, you know, hit possibly the best form of his career. Lacazette is scoring a lot of goals at the moment as well.
Better than he was at Real Madrid, Ozil? I think he was playing better at Real Madrid than at Arsenal.
I mean, look, Ozil has pretty much kept up the sort of same like average number of goals and assists, or like, you know, involvement in goals at Arsenal as he had at Real Madrid, surrounded by players who are not of the same calibre as they were as the players who were surrounded by at Real Madrid. So, you know, I feel like to some degree his performance must be at least nearly on the same level, you know. So, and at times, certainly, what was it? Season 4 last. Season 4 last. Ozil was just phenomenal, and that was possibly the best season of his career.
Okay, well, let's go through a few more quick-fire questions. We're getting loads of questions in the comments. Thanks, guys, for letting us know what you want us to talk about. First of all, I've lost the comment, but it was a great comment. It was a question of Arsenal conceded 3 against United. Bristol conceded 2 against United. Does that mean Bristol City are better than Arsenal?
Yes, that's the formula, isn't it? That's how it works.
That's how football works.
And that means that Bristol City are better than probably like at least 10 Premier League sides, I would say. So, yeah, congratulations to Bristol City.
Back to the
Champions
actual
League
questions.
next.
Yeah, that was Tudor Manole, and I can't figure out if that is a dirty...
Tudor Manole.
Is that, what does that mean, Tudor Manole? I feel like Tudor Manole, who's tutoring my Nole? I don't know. Maybe I'm just on a different planet today.
What the hell he's on about there?
Ryan Hoffman wants to know, is De Gea going to move to a different club in the next 5 years? In the next 5 years?
It depends if Man United get their fax machine fixed, doesn't it, really? Because he should have gone to Real Madrid a couple of years ago, according to the stories.
I genuinely think he'll stick around for a little bit. I think he's happy. I think right now, I think he'll stick. 5 years is a big ask, Ryan, I've got to say. But I don't think Real Madrid right now looking to sign Kepa from Athletic Bilbao, who'll be available on a free in the summer. There's rumours they're going to make a 20 million bid in the summer. Well, he's a very talented young goalkeeper, capped for Spain, looks pretty good to me. And then they've got Keylor Navas, who Ronaldo allegedly doesn't rate.
Well, I'm with Ronaldo on that one. I mean, he's not a bad keeper, Navas, but I don't think he's like Clasico, not like Galactico kind of quality, you know. So I wouldn't be at all surprised if Real wanted to upgrade on Navas.
Well, some more quickfire questions from you guys in the comments. Quiz coming up later, and Raphael Honigstein joining us on Skype. Ignacio Martinez asks, should Man City, and I'm going to add for him, or Liverpool, buy Van Dijk? Ooh. That's a good one. Sign Van Dijk. He's been awful for Southampton this season. But maybe that's because he just...
Yeah, but you see it sometimes where, you know, a player wants to move away, doesn't get the move, and then their form takes a bit of a dip. and then when they do eventually get the move, it can, you know, rise up again.
So City? Yes, no? What do you reckon?
Is he good enough for City? I'm not sure, but maybe. I mean, you know, look at how much Otamendi's improved.
Do City need reinforcements? I mean, yeah, you say
Otamendi and Stones. Yeah, I think City could do with another centre back as at least as backup. Liverpool. I mean, Liverpool pick a centre back in the world of football, and Liverpool should buy him basically because they're a shambles.
How shit is Dejan Lovren? I mean, obviously this guy rates him. Jürgen Klopp loves him. He loves Dejan Lovren. He's constantly defending him. And Dejan Lovren is never defending him. Oh, yeah. Hello. Yeah.
Having said Liverpool should buy literally any centre-back in the world, I do wonder sometimes if it's kind of their philosophy and Klopp's way of playing that is a problem for them. You know, it's similar under Brendan Rodgers as well. Very attacking style. You know, they're focused very much on that front three: Salah, Firmino, and Mane. And you know, you wonder if sometimes they leave themselves a little bit short at the back because of that focus on the attack. So you know, they definitely need reinforcements of that. I don't think Lovren is great shakes, to be honest with you. Van Dijk certainly I think would be an improvement. It would continue Liverpool's favourite pastime as well of buying anyone from Southampton. So yeah, why not? I think go for it. I don't think he's worth the price that price that was quoted in summer.
70 million.
But
ridiculous.
I mean, who is worth the price that's quoted for them? And you know, certainly when a Premier League club is interested these days, like, you know, if you're half decent, you get a 30 million, 40 million price tag put on you. So yeah, why not?
Yeah, okay, well, Cristiano Marius, he's saying, hi, Onefootball. He loves the app.
Hey.
Great app, I know. Download the app if you haven't already. All your latest footballing news tailored to your interests. You can get a news feed just of your clubs and then the main news feed. You can check all live scores, all stats, all transfer rumours, everything, and subscribe to the YouTube channel while you're at it. If Spurs don't qualify for the Champions League, will Kane and Ali move to Real Madrid? Yes, no, maybe so?
Not sure about Kane. I feel like Kane will stick around through some hard times at least, you know, if you can call like fifth for Spurs hard times. Ali, I don't know. I feel like Ali would move on if he got a good offer from another club. That being said, for me, Kane is a far superior player of those two. Ali this season...
Is that a dip? I've chucked him out of my Premier League fantasy team.
I got rid of him after about 4 or 5 weeks of the season, to be honest with you. He's still scoring a few goals, but I don't know, I feel like we're seeing his limitations this year. Whereas last season he was just banging in so many goals that people didn't look at his kind of overall game. I feel like this season the goals have dried up a little bit, and that means people are looking at the other facets of his game and seeing actually maybe he's not quite on the level that we thought he was. Still a good player, but not at that level. That
was from Naveen. Thanks, Naveen Raj, for the question. Owen Tully wants to know, how long will Wenger be manager of Arsenal?
Well, until after I'm dead, I'm sure.
Yeah.
For another 50 years or so.
Maybe he'll get cryogenically frozen.
He's like the Queen Mother. He's just going to go on and on and on. Like, he's never going to die. Well, she is dead now, so I suppose at some point he will. But no, Wenger, I think it felt when he signed this last contract, this 2-year contract, that there was a feeling this is going to be it. This is the last one they can give him, surely. But I don't know. This Arsenal board does not seem to, you know, have the wherewithal, have the football knowledge or whatever to actually come up with a new plan. And I feel like this is why they've persisted with Wenger for so long. And I don't necessarily think anything has changed that really. You know, you look at the changes they made to the backroom staff, like they brought in Sven Mislintat recently and a new negotiator. Those are not the people who are going to put a new structure in place, including the coach. So I don't necessarily see that anything has changed. So it could be that Wenger's only got one more season after this one. It could be that he goes at the end of this season, or it could be that he goes on for another 5 years. It's so hard to say. Well, there doesn't seem to be that imagination there in the board, you know? I wouldn't necessarily trust them to pick out a good replacement for him.
Let's talk about the game coming up on Friday night, Liverpool, Arsenal.
Yep.
I mean, Liverpool for me, in the league right now, they're 4th place.
Yep.
At the start of the season, I thought they were going to miss out in the top 4. Right now, I'm humming and hawing. Maybe they will get into the top 4. Arsenal could be one of the sides that miss out.
Sure.
As could Tottenham. How do you see this match going?
I am going to be an optimist and say, I'm an Arsenal fan for anyone who doesn't know, I'm going to be an optimist and say I think Arsenal are going to win
Do you think they'll play a back 4 or back 3? Because they've been kind of switching.
Yeah, I think they'll go back 3.
Yeah.
For this one, I think it will be back 3. Yeah. It does depend slightly on which defenders are available, because Wenger doesn't seem to trust Holding or Chambers to play at centre back at the moment. And so,
correct me if I'm wrong, are both at the club right now. No, neither of them are on
loan. They're both at the club.
And we haven't really seen them this season.
Holding's played a few games, but
to start Holding. But
Holding, he comes in for 1 game or 2 games, and then he gets taken out for a few weeks. He can't really build up a run of form or any consistency, And Chambers just seems to be, Europa League, Carabao Cup, and that's it. That's all all the chance he gets given. I do think, though, I said before the Arsenal-Tottenham game that Arsenal would win that one, and I got proven spectacularly right. So I'm going to go with the same formula this time around. I do think Arsenal will win it.
They did lose to Man United. Yeah.
But I thought we'd lose that one, though,
Carolina wants to know who's the best North London side. I think we will get a rather short answer there from Ollie Moody.
Of course it's Arsenal.
Right. De Gea fan saying Liverpool 2, Arsenal 1. Ignacio Martinez saying, can you turn the music slightly down? We can, Ignacio. Please. Thank you for asking.
They want to hear our beautiful voices.
And, guys, give us your predictions. Arsenal, Liverpool, or is it Liverpool, Arsenal?
It's Arsenal, Liverpool, because Arsenal got absolutely embarrassed at Anfield earlier this season. Now it's Arsenal's chance to get a bit of revenge for that. So.
Owen Tully thinks it might be a 1-1 draw or a 2-1 win to Liverpool. De Gea fan is a Manchester United fan. He also agrees 2-1 Liverpool.
Where are you going, Max? This is the big call, because I'm obviously biased. So.
Whereas
you hate both.
I'm slightly biased because I've got Mohamed Salah in my fantasy team.
Sure, but Arsenal could win 3-2 with Salah scoring both.
You know what? I think 2-1 Liverpool isn't an unrealistic result. Especially if Arsenal play a back 4, which I kind of think they might do, because I don't know.
I think that would be suicide with this Liverpool attack.
Yeah.
I think we'd get absolutely overrun at the back. So I don't know, but Arsenal have been very good at home in this calendar year. Aside from the Manchester United game recently, I think it's 13 out of 14 home games won for Arsenal. It's the away form that's been letting Arsenal down massively. So I think Arsenal are going to want revenge badly for that embarrassment at Anfield earlier this season. Liverpool is a team that has obviously a sensational attack on its day, but does have a vulnerable defence. Does not have the best keeper in the league. I think there's something there that Arsenal can attack at least. If Ozil has a good game, if Sanchez can be bothered, if Lacazette takes his chances, then Arsenal can win this.
Okay, optimistic thoughts there from Ollie Moody. Comments beg to differ. Quick question was from Ignacio, how long is Pep's contract at Man City right now? It is till 2019, but he's currently negotiating a new contract. Owen Tully thinks Salah will score. Alexinho saying Liverpool 2-1. Latino boy,
out there,
Latino boy saying Arsenal 2-2.
Has anyone predicted an Arsenal win apart from me?
Well, maybe.
Am I the lone voice?
Maybe Adumatube has, but because he's written Liverpool 3, Liverpool 1. So
that's a very one-sided game.
Yes, very one-sided. We are now, though, going to talk about the red. Well, they're both red, so I've completely messed up this transition. We're now going to be talking about the visitors, Liverpool, and their coach Jürgen Klopp, a man who has had a book written about him, and you've really made it when a book's written about you.
Absolutely. Have you got a book written about you?
No, and his book
Something
is
to aim for.
Bring the Noise, which is quite a cool title. Written, of course, by football aficionado, football philosopher, all-round football expert. Genius, Raphael Honigstein, from Germany, working in England, ESPN, BT Sport, and of course, Onefootball. He's a great guy. I got to talk to him earlier.
Lucky you.
So let's hear what made him write a book about Jürgen Klopp and what he makes of Liverpool. Right, guys, joining me now is journalist, author, and football philosopher extraordinaire, Raphael Honigstein. How are we doing, Raphael?
Very well, thank you. I didn't know about the philosophy bit. You have to tell me.
Well, one piece of your work here is presented proudly right behind me. Klopp, Bring the Noise, your new book on Jürgen Klopp. Why did you write it now? What prompted you to do that?
Well, I didn't write it now. It was a long, lengthy process, really, that started in the summer of 2016. That's when I signed the deal. not really knowing, how much of a success, if any, Jürgen Klopp would have. The first season or first half of the season had gone pretty well, but it ended without a trophy. And I was pretty confident that he would continue and have a good career. And maybe it's gone a little bit slower and not quite explosively as some of the Liverpool supporters have hoped for. But I think there is enough to suggest that he will be a success. And for me, the most fun part of the book is actually talking to players, former players, the people at Liverpool, the people at Dortmund, people at Mainz, to really understand a bit more about his idea, his football, but also about football on a whole. That's always the most rewarding part of writing a book for me. Dive a little bit deeper and really understand what it is these guys are doing and how they're seeing football and how they are making their ideas become reality.
Well, you mentioned there that you thought maybe it would have gone a bit quicker, his tenure in Liverpool. What do you make of his time in charge so far?
Well, I think he's still broadly on course. He's come in with a brief to take Liverpool back to the top of English football, to establish them once again as a Champions League force, to of course win stuff, to of course one day challenge for the Holy Grail, which in Liverpool terms is the Premier League. And I think that realistically inside the club they didn't believe that it would necessarily happen much quicker. I think just externally the hype that followed him and followed his appointment perhaps suggested that he'd be an overnight success. But I believe that, having spoken to the people within the club, that they are really, really happy with him. They feel that the club is in safe hands, that they're making steady progress, that they're getting closer and closer to where they have to be. And they're really consolidating. And I think if they were again to finish in the top four, which is going to be very difficult. So I think he's more or less doing what the club wants him to do. They're very happy with him. I think just maybe the fans are a bit more impatient than that.
Well, and I mean, some critics have basically said he's just another Brendan Rodgers. He still has the defensive issues that Brendan had. What do you make of that? Has he really improved Liverpool that much? Because in the season with Suarez and Sturridge scoring loads of goals, they had a sort of similar thing where they got really close to the title. Is Klopp really that much better than what Rodgers did?
Well, in terms of results, their experiences so far are comparable, although Rodgers, of course, never made it to any finals. Liverpool, as you said, came very close that year. Klopp finished fourth in his first full season, which sounds a bit of a disappointment because they started so well. But I think before the start of the season, people would have said that is actually a good success. And I think the difference is not so much one in results right now, but the difference is in standing, in stature. I think the owners, FSG, were never as confident that Brendan Rodgers would really be the transformative manager, the guy who would take control of a club like Liverpool over 5, 6, maybe 7 years and deliver the club in a much better place.
Do you think he can ever get near where City and United are? Can he ever actually get close to winning the title?
Well, it will be difficult because Liverpool starts at a disadvantage every single year. They start in the knowledge that even if they are to spend big, the two Manchester clubs will outspend them by 200, maybe 300 million over the course of 2 transfer windows every year. But the challenge is for him to somehow make up for that through his force of personality, through maybe special togetherness, a special kind of energy that maybe he will be able to create in conjunction with the fans, with the city of Liverpool. I think they are looking at what he had achieved at Dortmund and at Mainz, and believe that there are similarities and maybe similar synergies that they can work with to make up that financial disadvantage.
Klopp could maybe try and have a 7-year career, a 7-year tenure at Liverpool and then call it a day. Why do you think that?
Well, I don't know. I mean, a lot will depend on how he gets on at Liverpool. If after 7 years the club say, oh, fine, your 7 years are over, we're happy to get rid of you, then of course he'd be very tempted to call it a day. But if in a couple of years' time the club feel that they're so successful and so happy with what he's done that they want to renew for another 5-6 years, then I think it'd be hard for him to turn down. I was just thinking in the back of my mind that maybe somewhere deep down he has this idea, if there's only 3 clubs I'll manage, Mainz, Dortmund and Liverpool, that would be a pretty cool career. And of course he had 7 years each in those first 2 clubs. So the fact that his contract was renewed until 2022 which would make it another 7 years as well at Liverpool, just got me thinking that maybe sort of that is kind of an unspoken career plan. But I don't think right now he's actually decided what's going to happen, because he doesn't, I think, look that far ahead into the future.
Next season, Liverpool have Naby Keita coming in, Emre Can probably leaving, Coutinho, somebody that they probably or might sell. I actually think they look better without Coutinho because he doesn't quite fit into that exact style he plays, even though he's a brilliant player. What do you think Liverpool will be like next season?
Well, I think if Coutinho were to leave, then of course that would enable them to spend really big on, I think, upgrading the team throughout. I think you need to get better solutions in sort of the unfashionable areas. I think they're still not 100% sure about the goalkeeping situation. They're hoping that Karius might emerge as a solution. I mean, having him seen at Mainz, I think there is enough reason to suggest, but of course he needs to show that he can cope with the pressure and with the style in the Premier League. It's no secret that in the centre-back positions, Liverpool really need to strengthen. And then I think you're looking at holding midfield, especially with Can leaving. There's a real requirement to upgrade the options there as well, and perhaps even a number 9, a big number 9, even though Klopp's been reluctant to look at that. Then Liverpool will have a much better opportunity to find success, because you can't rely on 3 or 4 players carrying you throughout the season. You need to have more depth, and I think that's a lesson that FSG and Liverpool have learned in the past, and they just need to now put the money where their mouth is.
Well, maybe they'll do it in January. I think it's unlikely, but FSG, they might even give him a little Christmas present. And of course, if anyone wants a Christmas present, we have the ideal one here behind me. Klopp, bring the noise. Thanks for joining us, Raphael. I hope the book does well. I'm sure it will, and hope to talk again soon.
Thank you very much.
Think of a Star Wars-based football name quickly.
Right.
I've failed.
Jose Antonio Reyes.
Ooh, the ray gun.
Yeah.
Nice one. While we were talking to Honigstein, Raphael Honigstein, what a lovely guy, by the way. Check out his book. Fantastic stuff. Ignacio Martinez and Ryan Hoffman having a little bit of a tiff in the comments.
Yeah. Is there drama?
Drama. Keep it friendly, guys. We all love each other here at the One Football Army, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you download the app and have lots of fun watching football and being informed of football on One Football. We're going to be talking about Man City, De Bruyne. After that, we're going to be doing a little bit of Premier League on ice, followed by a quiz, and then another quiz, and then a transfer roundup, Clasico. It's all happening here.
Everything's going on. I don't know how we can fit it all in, actually.
Manchester City playing on the weekend against Bournemouth, who aren't having the greatest moment at the moment.
No.
City's record haul is 7-0. Could they
break that?
smash a few past Bournemouth?
Possibly. You know, and Bournemouth as well, I feel like is one of those teams that, you know, generally they've been pretty good in the Premier League, even if they are having a bit of a difficult season. But you do feel like they're one of those teams that could just be on the end of an absolute tanking every now and then. And this City team is certainly the one to dish it out. So, yeah, this could be a big score that they rack up.
It could be a big one. Yeah, it could be a big one. And one of the people who will probably be part of it is Kevin de Bruyne. I mean, who to me, he's the most important player at City right now.
Yeah.
Would you agree? Is there anyone else?
Yeah, definitely. I think he's, I mean, firstly, he's a supremely talented player, Kevin de Bruyne. But he's also, you know, one of those players that you might call a clutch player. Like, he can pull out the big moments. He can pull out the goals at the key moments in big games. He's just been awesome this season, and that's standing out in a team of spectacular players as well. I've got nothing but time for De Bruyne.
Yeah, I've got sad to say as well, as a Manchester United fan, I have to say...
Embrace it, Max.
I have to embrace it.
Embrace the dark
Bruyne.
Side.
Beautiful player.
Star Wars for you there.
Really, and Pep really getting the best out of him. He's getting the best out of a lot of players. Leroy Sané, Raheem Sterling, John Stones, Nicolas Otamendi, but most of all Kevin de Bruyne. And I early on had a little bit of a moment where I really fell in love with the guy and thought maybe, just maybe, in the last 3 months, he's been the best in the whole world. He's the best, the beast, De Bruyne, the Ballon d'Or. It's been a decade since anyone but Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi won the Ballon d'Or. 10 long years in which choosing the best player basically boiled down to picking a side. And then sticking with it forever. The discussion over who's better will continue into their respective retirements, but the real Galacticos right now are Man City. And I hate to fucking admit it as a Manchester United fan, the Shark team has delivered Kevin de Bruyne to the centre stage. So we have to ask ourselves, is he the world's best player right now? 3 angles. We have to talk about KDB's form and check the numbers. We need to weigh up whether Ronaldo and Messi are just boring us or if they're actually in decline. And we need to discuss how he's improved so much and if he'll improve even more. So let's crunch the numbers. And the numbers, they're looking pretty fucking good. City are on a 16-game winning streak and the Beast has started in every one of those games. In fact, he hasn't lost in a City shirt since April. Guess who wasn't playing in City's only defeat of this campaign? That's right, the Beast. Last season, he topped the assist charts in the Prem with 21. He's got 11 for this season so far, and he already scored more than he did last campaign. 7 absolute beauties. De Bruyne is must-see TV right now because he can see the pass that few can see. He can powerfully and accurately thread the ball through 6 defenders attempting to park the bus. His passing accuracy of 84% is insane considering he attempts so many through balls. So the numbers look good. But let's talk about how much of this KDB's the best argument is actually down to the fact that we're bored of the Messi and Ronaldo debate, or that we take what they do for granted. This season, Messi is nearing the 20-goal tally as we head for the new year, and Cristiano Ronaldo's league output has been down a touch, but he's still got 16 goals in 21. Maybe we'd be more impressed if it wasn't for the fact that they seem to do it every year because they are, well, footballing unicorns. It's not too shabby when measured against anything other than their own impossible high standards, but the feeling remains that these two football gods are summoning their strength as they wait for winter to give way to springtime and on to trophy season. So let's concede that yes, maybe we're a little wary of the repetitive greatness of Ronnie and Messi, and that makes KDB shiny and new. Well, maybe not as shiny as Cristiano, but he's getting close. And like Ronaldo and Messi, he's got the team around him. Next up, we need to figure out how did this all happen? When did he become such a beast? And will he get better? Last season, he was good. He's always been good, but this season, he's ramped it up a notch. Pep Guardiola has improved him considerably and made him into a complete player. Last season, he said that De Bruyne is only behind Lionel Messi in terms of his level, so he's already better than last season. Well, surely that makes him on the same level as Messi. It all changed when he dropped deeper, and it hasn't dented his numbers. If anything, it's turned him into more of an attacking threat. We know from the numbers that he's still creating the chances. When Pep took over, he used him as a playmaker on the right wing and on the left until he realized where he's at his best in the system. Now De Bruyne dictates the play for Manchester City and is the most important player in the squad. Can he get better? Well, Guardiola won't let him rest on his laurels. He's only 26 and he's on the verge of signing a monstrous new deal north of £200,000 a week. So yeah, he'll probably get better. And as much as it pains me to say as a Manchester United fan, Man City and their little ginger thread man are a big box office hit right now. And they're going to make a sequel. Maybe the only thing that will crystallize his place in the discussion is a Champions League trophy. And by then it may well be that Cristiano and Lionel have resumed normal programming. But as for right now, well, based on the last 3 months, Kevin de Bruyne has at least given us an option, a hope that there will be a change to the discussion. So maybe from this point on, it's not just about who's the third best player anymore. I mean, surely he's the in-form player on the planet right now. If not him, then who else? Try and convince me in the comments.
Max, you make a very good point. A lot of very good points, in fact. And I would put him probably just about as the top player in the world at the moment. But I have to say as well, I think the big thing about De Bruyne this season, or one of the big things about him, is that he's got so many talented players around him. So many players, not only talented, but players in good form. We mentioned them earlier. Sterling, Sané, Aguero and Gabriel Jesus up front. David Silva alongside him, having a real kind of a huge season.
And that's
for
what
a player
you need,
who's already been in the Premier League for a long time.
Yeah, that's what you need. I mean, you look at Cristiano Ronaldo; he's got a fantastic team built around him. Same with Messi. I mean, the problem is though with and we talked about this recently when the Ballon d'Or actually happened, is you won't win a Ballon d'Or unless you are a goal machine, pretty much. Apart from maybe Fabio Cannavaro, he won it once. But I think they should revamp the Ballon d'Or to have sort of, who's the best goalkeeper, who's the best defender, who's the best midfielder.
Well, they have that with those new FIFA awards, don't they? Those new ridiculously named FIFA awards. The best.
Yeah.
So they kind of had that, but I don't know. It's not the same as being named the best player, is it? I just think maybe they should try attaching a different weighting to different skill sets. It's not all about scoring goals. That being said, I think it's partly been that way recently because Leo Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo have had such ridiculous records that it's so hard to look past them. It's been that way for over 10 years as well.
Yeah, but De Bruyne and City providing us with a little bit of magic right now. Navin Raj saying he hates Man City, but he loves the way they play. Their football's just beautiful. I agree. Pearl Calamela says, do you think Manchester City will win the league without losing? This man probably hopes that they won't.
Hope they won't, yeah.
But they could do it, to be fair.
They could do it, absolutely. It's hard to see. It's one of those things. It's really hard to see any individual team beating them, but at the same time, it's such a big ask to beat all of those teams, and they've still got to go to a lot of the top teams as well. I think they've played United away, and aside from that, I'm not sure. Arsenal, they played at home. Away. They played Chelsea away. Okay, so that's their two biggest competitors. They played away from home already.
Well, let's be competitors now. We're going to quiz each other. We're going to do the Onefootball live quiz, guys. But first,
come on.
Let's see what's going on the icy ice. Let's not see what's going on the icy ice. That was confusing. Let's do the quiz.
Smooth.
Yes.
All right, here we go. Who's asking the first question?
I'm going to ask you the first question.
You're going to ask me. Okay, right. All right, drum roll.
Who scored 5 goals for United in the 9-0 win over Ipswich Town?
Ipswich Town. God, I'm trying to remember which one this was because they've had 2 9-1s. I think Andy Cole was against Forest, was it? And so this might have been Solskjaer, but I might have gotten the wrong way round. 95. All right, so that means it was, I'm going to say Andy Cole.
Andy Cole says Ollie Moody. Let's see what in the comments. No comments yet, guys. Come on, get busy. You got to type in the comments your guess.
Letting aside.
Andy Cole says Ollie Moody.
Andy Cole.
What does Joseph say?
Yes!
Andy Cole. Awais Ahmed said Giggs. Not a bad guess as well. Solskjaer as well.
Yep.
He did I think it was 4 goals he scored.
Against Forest, was it? I feel like United beat Forest 9-1 or something like that.
I used to have that game. I had a video cassette of the treble season I used to watch. And that was one of the games in the treble season. But so not 95. Okay. So that was the season where United won the treble of the Premier League, the FA Cup, and the Champions League.
I'm surprised you're old enough to remember that, Max. You must have been
I mean, it was called the treble.
Twinkle in your dad's eye at that point. You're only about 12 now. So.
No. I was old enough. It's a party. Corleño said Solskjaer, wasn't Solskjaer, but he also scored a lot. Next question. Your question for me.
Here we go. Right, I'm going to read this. So, can you name the tallest Premier League players 2016-17? Player. How many are we talking about? Player. Okay, mistype. Premier League player 2016-17.
The tallest player at United is Zlatan, but I think Crouchy, surely. Or is it a goalkeeper?
Ooh. Is there a keeper in there who's taller?
Is Pantilimon still in the league? I don't think he is. I'm going to say Crouchy. I've got to say Crouchy.
Jamie Crouch. What are you saying, Internet?
Internet is slow to react.
guys. Are we
We've
on,
only
like,
given him 20 seconds,
are we on
guys,
delay
to be fair.
or something? What's
Yeah,
going on?
we're on a slight delay,
we're on a delay,
unfortunately,
okay.
guys. Just type in your comments, and we'll let you know when the right answer comes out. We'll read your name out if you had the right answer.
Yep.
So I've said Crouch, Peter Crouchy.
Go on, let's see the answer. Whoa.
Oh no, because I said...
You were so close.
I said Pastel.
You did, you did.
Pastelimon.
Pastel Contalimon.
He's his paint enthusiastic brother. No, but yeah, Ignacio saying Crouch, Naveen saying Crouch.
Yeah, lots of Crouches there. Yeah.
Curlinho saying Crouch as well.
Yeah, everyone got it wrong.
Nice bit of swig there from Anthony as he himself put himself on camera. There we go again. Delicious.
There he is. You can see the level of professionalism that we have here at OneFootball, being drunk as we're...
Good stuff. Well, Awais Ahmed also
as we're live.
Zlatan Pantilimon. But who's Pantilimon playing for? Oh,
well, this was last season though, wasn't it? So was he...
Oh, of course.
Sunderland. It was 16-17, it said.
Yeah, he was at Sunderland. Fudge. Right.
Language, Max.
Fudge,
please.
No, I'm not going to say it.
All right, next question.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Maxoldinho 18 said Carol, which was wrong, but Maxoldinho is giving Curlinho a run for his money under the username department.
Maxoldinho.
Interesting one.
Okay.
Next question. This time it's for Ollie, and it's 1-0 to Ollie right now.
Yes.
What happened to the man who stole an advent calendar?
You what? Is this a football question?
He was...
Oh, right. Okay, I see.
He was apprehended... No, he was caught...
He was caught breaking a window?
Doors open. He was caught something-handed. He was caught brown-handed. I don't know.
25 days in prison. I have no idea.
That's something. There's something to that. 25.
Is it 20? Well, would it be 24? Damn it.
24.
Well, yeah. All right, I've absolutely no idea.
24 days in prison.
Yeah, I'm going to say 24 days in prison, but it could be anything. What's our commenters saying? Because that's... I've got absolutely no idea what this one is. I thought this was a football quiz.
What's going on? What's the answer?
Are we getting it?
You've got 25 days!
Come on, you give me that?
Yeah. That was my question.
What? No, it was mine. You asked me.
I did. It's 2-0. Shit.
I like these quizzes.
Let's go. Question for me.
Which Italian footballer scored the winning penalty in the 2006 World Cup final? I think I know this one.
For some reason I think it's Grosso, but Grosso was the one who scored against Germany.
He did score against Germany, didn't he? Yeah.
But I feel
that was he's an ever popular figure in this country, as you can imagine.
I think it might have been Grosso.
2006 World Cup final. So it's 11 years ago now, that. 11 and a half years ago.
Pirlo. I think it's Pirlo.
You go with Pirlo, yeah. What are our commenters saying?
They're not. It's a delay. They're not going to get here.
All right.
Zidane says Ignacio.
The famous Italian footballer.
The famous Italian footballer Zinedine Zidane. Materazzi says Doran Boy.
Materazzi, can you imagine?
Owen Tully, by the way, he got it right. He said he got 25
Well done, Owen Tully.
He in Shaggy says Naveen.
In Shaggy.
Inzaghi.
Mm-hmm.
Pirlo. I'm going to say Pirlo.
All right. Let's see. Let's find out. Oh, it was Grosso.
That's what I said.
He's done this twice now.
That's what I said.
You changed your mind. You said Pirlo.
It would be 2-0.
That's twice now. He said the right answer and then changed his mind and got it wrong. Maybe next time just go with your first instinct, Max. You know, just and don't cock it up. Then don't get it wrong. Be better.
Good advice there from OneFootball's Ollie Moody. Let's get to the next question.
Come on.
Oh no!
Which former Premier League player? God.
Ooh.
What is that? It looks kind of like Kaka, but obviously he never played in the Premier League. So.
He's getting very.
Crespo?
Are you saying Crespo?
No. Wait.
I know who it is.
He?
But now it's visible. It's in vision now.
Yeah, no.
Awais Ahmed says he feels bad for me. Thank you.
Don't feel bad for him. Right, well I didn't get that one, did I? So.
Well, I know who that is. I think it's Pires.
Oh God, it is, isn't it?
Yes! Doesn't do anything for me, though.
So I got the Man United question right, which should have been his, and got the Arsenal question wrong. Unbelievable.
Right, next
Dreadful.
question. I'm gonna make a comeback like a la Liverpool in Istanbul. What links teams Benfica and Sunderland? I know this. I know this.
This is easy.
Estadio de la Luz and the Stadium of Light. Their stadium names are both Stadium of Light in their respective languages, i.e. English and Portuguese. Bring on the answer. We don't even need the last 12 seconds. Both play at the Stadium of Light, Estadio de la Luz.
Can we take that off him for getting the Portuguese grammar wrong?
Estadio de Luz.
Da
Luz.
Yeah.
Wow. Come
Can
on.
I have that? Can I take that off? No. All right, fine. All right, 2-1. I'm still winning. That's the important thing here. I'm still winning.
2-1 max.
What? 2-1
I've just decided, No, it's 2-1 Ollie.
Can you believe this guy? How many questions have we got here, by the way? Can we just
Doran Boy 7 had it right, by the way. How many questions have we got?
There's also George Best for that previous. Patrick Berger was a good shout as well. That was.
I'm not an animal. I am a Fellaini.
I'm not. An animal. Is it?
An animal. So it's definitely someone with a stutter. That was a typo. They're just. I'm not an animal, I'm a Fellaini. So you have.
Wait, is this
somebody
my
said this,
question
but they didn't say Fellaini. I'm not an animal, I am a what? Is the question. What film?
Not an animal, I am a. Yeah. Oh god. This is where the jet lag catches up. Then, yeah. I don't know. I'm not an animal. I'm a.
Oh, I know the quote. What film is it though?
I don't know. The time's out anyway, so you can't steal my point. But
I know what the quote is.
see?
I'm not an animal. I'm a human being.
What?
What?
I don't know.
No, I
We're
don't know.
confusing each
I know.
other here.
I know the film. I've seen the film, and I can't think of.
What is it like?
Oh, what? Notre Dame? No. Don't know.
I don't know.
Give us the answer.
Go on, tell us.
No,
We didn't get that.
I'm a human being. Ah, yeah.
I'm a human being, elephant man.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Right.
yeah,
All right.
yeah. We didn't get that one. Right.
Damn it.
Pearl Calamela is saying. Pearl Calamela is saying, I'm just thinking of salami. So that's.
Aren't we all?
Yeah, aren't we
Aren't we
all?
all, Pearl?
Joao Vitor saying, I am shit. Well, you know.
Ah, chin up.
Yeah.
Chin up.
2-1. Now this is my
Still
chance
2-1.
to pick.
This is your chance to equalise. Yeah. All right. Which manager admitted tearing a muscle celebrating a goal? Admitted tearing a muscle celebrating a goal.
Admitted to tearing a muscle.
Yeah.
So
This was quite recent, wasn't it?
Well, who?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's Alan Pardew or Tony Pulis.
Pardew or Pulis? Second to the last job.
I'm going to say Alan Pardew. I don't know why. I think it's Alan Pardew.
All right. Pardew is what we're going with.
Paolo Di Canio says Darren Boy. Ooh, he might be right.
Paolo Di Canio.
Darren Boy might be right because he did that slidey thing. Oh, I think he's right.
Well, you went with
Maybe.
Pardew. So.
I've got Pardew. I'm going to say Pardew.
Let's see.
Tim Sherwood says Curlinho. Jürgen Klopp.
Wow. Yeah, we should have got that one. To be fair, well, like the ridiculous celebrations Klopp
Yeah,
does.
he does
Like,
have some
he
crazy.
goes mad.
He
doesn't
broke
so.
his glasses once, didn't he?
I'll tell you who would have.
Against Arsenal.
I'll tell you who would have known that. Raphael Honigstein.
Raphael Honigstein.
Shame we didn't have him on the quiz.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Poor form from us.
So, are we saying that the quiz is done now and that Ollie's won? Yeah.
No, we're
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
It's still
Yeah.
2-1.
Yeah.
We got more
3 more?
questions. Yeah.
Grief. All right, come on.
Three more.
Which Premiership bag? That's I know that one. That's West Ham. I'm pretty sure.
Ooh, confident.
Ooh. Or is it Burnley? Ooh. God, that's the thing. I'm going with West Ham.
Doran Boy says he's a Liverpool fan and he didn't know that.
I think that's West Ham. I'm going with the Hammers.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, he did it while he was at Dortmund.
Yeah, he did
so
say
don't
second to last
despair,
job.
Doran Boy.
Yeah.
So you said West Ham.
Yeah,
it is West Ham.
come on.
3-1.
3-1. Ollie
Right.
pushes ahead.
Question. Number. Whatever it is.
Something. Why did Santa's little helper go in for counselling?
How am I getting these questions?
Hey, I got the last
Because he
Christmas
was.
cracker one.
He was. Why did Santa's little helper go in for counselling?
I got my one right as well, so pressure's on. Why did Santa's little helper go in for counselling?
I really want to say something that I can't say.
Go on. Max.
Why was he putting the
TikTok.
counselling? Because he was taking down the chimney? I don't know. Something. No, that's what I wasn't going to say. I'm not going to say what I was going to say. What is the answer, guys? I'm not giving. I don't know. Low self-esteem.
Lovely
Oh,
stuff.
he had low self-esteem.
Very good. Whoever came up with that one.
Very nice. Very
nice
nice.
one, Joe.
Yeah.
Like that.
And this is another movie quote.
How many
All right.
questions have we still got?
Just last one.
Last one.
one.
Well, wait. But that's so we both take this question then, I suppose.
All right.
The tiebreaker.
Well, I'm 2 ahead. I'll give this be a tiebreaker.
It's 3-2. Fake news.
All right. Let's see it.
Walcott
finds
finds
a way.
a way. What's this?
So it's not Walcott. It's something. Yeah. Is it Life? Life finds a way? Is that Jurassic Park?
No idea. Meet the Fockers.
Jurassic Park. Come on. It's Goldblum, isn't it? I think. Jeff Goldblum.
Ah! Right. Well, now that we've faced off, let's see two men of equal talent face off. Mr.
Not
Pep
equal.
Guardiola and Mr. Jose Mourinho. And a Clasico quiz for you. And it's a warm welcome back to Onefootball Live. Lots of guesses from you guys in the Clasico quiz, and glad you took part. Wonderful stuff. Let's finish the show with a little transfer roundup because it is almost that season.
Oh God, again, already.
The merry season of the transfer merry-go-round. It's all going to happen. Let's start with Özil. Özil, will he stay? Will he go to Manchester United? Will he go to Bayern? Will he go anywhere? What's going on? What do you reckon?
I think I don't think Özil will go anywhere in the January window. I think we'll stick around for the rest of the season. The question is then, is he planning on going somewhere else on a free? And let's be honest, picking up a big pay packet for that, or does he actually want to stay at Arsenal? It's kind of hard to say. I guess it depends partly on who would actually be in for him.
There's talk of him, if he stays at Arsenal, getting a signing on bonus. So either way, he's in with the money here.
Sure, yeah.
So whoever's working at human resources and contracts down at Arsenal Football Club is maybe going to get the sack. I don't know, because Sanchez looks like he's definitely going.
I mean, that should have happened years ago anyway. Like, it's an absolute shambles.
But I mean, Sanchez looks like he's definitely going. Ozil, I kind of have a feeling that he's just going to stay.
Ozil, definitely of the two. I mean, Sanchez is
he's gone.
Mentally, he's gone already.
Yeah.
Like
he's checked out of the Wenger hotel.
Yeah, he's left the building. But Ozil, yeah, it's harder to say. He seems to feel a bit more for the club, as much as modern professionals do.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't think there'll be as many clubs, as many big clubs going for Ozil as there will be for Sanchez. So you know.
I don't think Manchester United are really in for Ozil as well. I can see the sort of Mourinho link, but to me that's just a paper link. I don't think he's going to go to Bayern, because why would he go back to the Bundesliga?
No, I don't see the Bayern one happening.
Yeah.
The one that I have seen that I thought was fairly credible was Barcelona. Maybe, you know, if they can't get Coutinho again,
but they've got
might they
Paulinho
go to?
now.
Yeah, but it's a different position, really, though, isn't it? It's not that attacking midfield position.
And he's shit. Well, he's been all right, actually. Emre Can, very much looking like he's going to leave. Oliver Bierhoff, the German national team's manager, as in
not coach.
Team manager, not coach. He kind of basically said that he's going to Juventus. Juventus have come out and said, yes, we would very much like to have this player. That amounts to outrageous flirting in the football world. Heavy petting.
Getting very hot on the collar here.
Yeah, Emre Can looks like he's going to go to Juve. Will he get a game?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think the Italian league will suit a player like Can quite well.
I can see that, yeah.
Juve as well, you know, lost obviously Pirlo a couple of seasons ago. Khedira is getting on a bit too. Can might be the sort of natural replacement for him. So I can see that one working quite nicely for everyone involved.
A couple of quick fire questions. I mean, to me, almost yes or no questions. Do Man City really need Alexis Sanchez?
No. But I mean, that doesn't mean they're not going to get him. But when you look at the wide players they've got at the moment and the way they're playing, and the players they've got coming through as well, like Phil Foden, do they really want to sign a 29-year-old on big money who, you know, as we've seen at Arsenal, likes to be the main man, likes to be the number one, does not like, you know, players not passing to him and things like that? It doesn't really seem like a good fit.
Yeah.
But, you know, Guardiola's coached him before, of course, at Barcelona. Maybe he fancies having him back in the team. Personally, I don't see the logic in it, but that doesn't mean it's not going to happen.
That's very true. Paulo Dybala to Madrid, or where? Anywhere? Paulo Dybala?
I don't know. Dybala seems pretty set at Juve. I mean, also, is he not the kind of player that Madrid already have quite a few of? I mean, they've got like Isco and Asensio and so on, and a couple of other youngsters coming through who are sort of attacking-ish midfielders. Great player, definitely Madrid's level. Would be a good signing, but I'm not necessarily sure he's the kind of position, the type of player that they desperately need at the moment.
Doran Boy, he wants to know where we think Lamar will go to Liverpool.
Liverpool or Arsenal. It may depend on who finishes above the other of those teams. It may even come down to who wins the Friday night game this week, you know, because you know that could decide who gets into the Champions League or who doesn't, if they can stay ahead of Spurs. I mean,
if you are an attacking player and you're watching Liverpool play, you probably think, oh, I want to be a part of that.
But that being said, I mean, you know, you look at Arsenal's attack with Lacazette, Ozil, Sanchez. It's not been quite on par with Liverpool so far this season, but that's still, you know, a brilliant attack, and he would be the replacement for Sanchez probably. So that's still a pretty good attack to be going into. You know, it's a nice choice to have.
Oh, okay, yeah. Here we go. We're seeing Chelsea. Chelsea's getting up there, but
my money's on Watford.
Oh, okay. Oh, Manchester United tenacity there, but Arsenal really behind. But they'll be happy to note that Spurs are behind it. So
that's all right. Then.
And Manchester United,
Arsenal creeping into fourth somehow.
They want to be careful here, because the closer you get, the more likely it is that you'll slip. City. Chelsea. Oh, dear me. Dear me. It's all gone to shit. And De Bruyne and Aguero are loving it. And everyone's gotten back to the bottom now. This is basically what the title race is like. You know, City just sitting pretty at the top. Edison having a giggle. Edison, he looks like absolute train wreck.
Manchester United are really tenacious here. You got to give it to them.
I mean, look at this. Watford kind of hoping they can get anywhere near the top 6.
Excellent.
Excellent stuff here on Onefootball. Well, with that, we slip away into the Christmas break.
That bombshell.
And we'll be back next week. And we would love to see you guys back again. Thanks for all the comments. Thanks for all your opinions, questions, and greetings. Have a wonderful weekend of great football. And we'll see you all very soon, next week, Thursday, Onefootball Live. Thanks, Ollie.
Thank you, Max. Merry Christmas.